I used to play a lot of Helldivers 2. It was really fun when it first dropped, and it was really the first multiplayer PvE experience of its kind. It was loud, it was intense, and it was a ton of fun. But then, people started having too much fun. Guns that were used too often or were too useful would have their viability completely stripped away from them in the next update. Like to play solo? Well, too bad you can't now, because the game now spawns in a mount tuned for 4 people, regardless of party size. And you're going to get absolutely trucked as soon as you drop. These issues are old, I know. That was what was happening around the time I started to fall out of love with Helldivers 2. And I know that today it still has a loyal fan base that very much appreciates the game. And I fully respect that. I just never found anything to warrant going back to it, and I never found anything that could completely replace it. That was until I came across the topic of today's video, Far Far West. Not only did it scratch the itch that Helldivers left oh so itchy, it gave me things I didn't even know I wanted from the PvP extraction shooter genre. So saddle up, buckaroos. I hope you like westerns, weirdness, and wobots. Recently released to Steam's early access, Far Far West has been in development for some time before this by developer Evil Raptor, which is an 8-man effort. They make it clear that the state of the game currently is not complete, but the amount of content already present is enough to keep you coming back for hours. That said, the state of the game is pretty alright for right now, but I have hard crashed or had the game completely freeze on me a handful of times. But as strange as it sounds, it's kind of a testament to how good the game is, because while it's annoying, I usually just load it right back up. If this was any other game in the genre, I don't think I'd have the desire to do that, and would just angrily not play it for the rest of the night. So while it's definitely not hiding the early access when it comes to the glitches, it's not evident with the content and the polish. Because there's a lot here, and there's a lot to see, and it feels like there's room for a lot more. Okay, so first things first when talking about the gameplay, I have to talk about my absolute favorite part of this game, and that's how great it feels. The movement is quick and fluid, and that to me is something that will always elevate a game's status in my opinion. In Far Far West, you start with access to what at first feels like a strange decision for sprinting. To sprint, upon first pressing the button, you will do a dash in whatever direction you're moving toward. At first, it feels really odd, and I honestly wasn't much of a fan. The sprint isn't especially fast, and it felt a little strange that you essentially jump forward before you can do it. But oh, hang on. The cooldown on the dash is really low. Like, really low. Oh, I'm stupid. This isn't a dash. This is a dodge. This turns every encounter into a crazy battle of jumping around, running and gunning around the enemies, trying and failing to get an upper hand on you. Sure, you don't move all that fast with your sprint, but you quickly realize that you'll primarily be using it to maneuver through combat. To get across the map, you'll be using your trusty, rusty steel steed here, and it can fucking book it. The distances between objectives can be pretty far apart, and the main goal of each map is always spaced out as well. Combat is the primary focus of this game, and it's good that the devs really kinda nail it. Dropping into each map, you'll be taking your loadout that you've set up back at the game's hub, the saloon. At the gunsmith, you can upgrade your weapons and unlock new ones. Weapons will gain levels as you use them, and every couple of levels you'll unlock a new point you can put into any of that particular weapon's upgrade stats. While you play, you'll be collecting jokers, permanent buffs that apply during the run alone, but here you can equip your weapons with permanent jokers that stay on your weapon so long as you have them equipped. Very similarly, you can do the same for your character, with the jokers and the points. So while the selection of weapons might be somewhat small right now, there's still a lot of room for customization, and you can definitely fine-tune each gun to how you like to use it. One thing that is sadly refreshing about this game is that all the unlocks, weapons, equipment, spells, even skins and emotes are all unlockable by playing the game and collecting the currency in runs. It doesn't outright hand them to you, but it does respect your time in that you're likely not going to be grinding for anything you want for more than game. Other than things like legendary skins, of course, which still don't have ridiculous unlock conditions. That's all to say, the game respects your time, and still doesn't try to force microtransactions or weapon DLC from the get-go. In fact, there aren't any microtransactions. You literally can't pay to win this one. See these little ticket things that look like something you'd have to pay for? Nope, you can earn these by playing the game. That said, this is early access, and I haven't been able to find a policy or anything on changing that for future content, but as of right now, a purchase of the game gives you access to everything it has to offer. Okay, so What are you going to be doing when you drop into one of these maps in the far, far west? You and up to 3 other friends are thrown onto the map with a main path laid out before you. On the map, you'll see a few things marked, and it's a good idea to seek them out. While you explore, you'll be constantly accosted by angry skelly-mans, but you'll have your horse to get you out of most troubles. One thing that I really like about this game is the large variety of spells you have access to. Each spell you can use currently exists in an elemental skill tree that you can unlock further spells in the more you use the respective spells. They offer a lot of versatility, and some elements will combo with each other to have apocalyptic results. After doing any of the side elements you'd like to, the main objective comes in 3 steps. Main objective, the boss, extraction. The main objectives cycle through a few different tasks, but you can see what you'll be doing when you select the mission. Press a bunch of funny buttons, build a bomb, escort a container of dynamite, you know, normal Wild West things. Then you have the boss fight, which usually consists of either a big angry bird thing or the ghost of an inanimate object. I fought a lot of things in my days, but a possessed, old-timey Western saloon, that's a first. Then it's time to get the H out of there. You only get 1 life if you're playing alone, so make sure you don't die. But if you do, you don't lose anything, and you'll be able to jump into another map right away. Another thing that I very much like about Far, Far West is that each map is unique and has storylines that you can follow throughout multiple visits. Each area will have a different quest line, sometimes multiple. Each one is multi-stage, and each task can be completed on subsequent visits. And these aren't basic kill quests or anything like that. Most of them will have you doing different things that range from item hunts to parkour challenges. On top of that, each map has 10 gravestones you can find. What happens when you find all of them? I don't know. There are also disc fragments scattered around, and once you find all of them, you unlock the song to be played at the saloon. Even on top of that, there are unmarked quests that you can uncover while exploring each map. There's really just tons to do and a lot of replay value for each level, which I kind of find surprising. Each time you run a map, there are randomized elements, like the placements of the main mission objectives and side missions, but each map is an overall static world, with architecture and geographical layout remaining unchanged between runs. With this, there is a lot of room for hidden secrets and quest lines, and this game delivers on that front as well. Not only are there marked stories to follow, the maps that serve as different sections of the Far, Far West will have their own collections and hidden quests to uncover. It all serves to give purpose and reason to each map, and you'll learn them the more you play them. Procedural generation has its place for sure, but having largely static maps gives Far, Far West something that I think a lot of games in this genre lack. And what that is a point. A player is far more likely to form an attachment with a level, and by extension the game, if it's a consistently set up map that doesn't do much changing between each time you run it, which is like, duh. All of this together is why I consider this game to be very arcadey. There's lots of fun little things to do, and combat itself is very fast-paced and cartoony. If you're still unsure of what I mean by arcadey, a good example of this is the difference between Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. I love this. I know some people don't, but this is exactly what this genre needs, in my opinion. Most games like this are too realistic and serious, but Far, Far West is goofy and cartoony, and uses that to its advantage by making combat, movement, exploration, all of it as fun as possible. It seems like there's a lot more planned for this game, and I don't foresee removing the fun to be on that list. I'll be adventuring in the Far, Far West for a while. Thanks for watching. I really enjoyed this game, and I'm really looking forward to what the future has in store for it. Hopefully a lot more robots, cowboys, and skeletons, and I'll be happy. This video is a bit different than usual, but I've been playing this a lot, and I really wanted to talk about it. That said, remember to like the video if you liked it, and check out the other videos I have on screen now. Also, don't forget to subscribe, as everyone helps and all appreciated. All that said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye! That said, I've got to go scratch my ass. Bye!